Today, we're going to dive deep into very specific symptoms that don't get talked about too often, and I'm going to share with you exactly what to do for each of these particular anxiety symptoms. Let's dive in. My peaceful warriors, welcome to another important video on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell for all the notifications for my upcoming videos. As well, if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs, click right here. And today we're diving deep into these symptoms that come with anxiety, that come with a nervous system that feels dysregulated, that come with the feeling of being burned out. Now, these symptoms don't get talked about too often. However, it's very important that we do speak about them today so that you can understand where they're coming from and exactly how you need to respond to these particular anxiety symptoms. Now, when I talk about symptoms, I'm not only talking about the symptoms that are physical in nature. I'm talking about feelings, I'm talking about emotional states, I'm talking about perceptions. These are all related to anxiety symptoms. So your symptoms may be, some of them may be physical in nature. However, maybe they're accompanied by certain feelings, emotions, perceptions, observations that feel foreign and not real to you. So we're going to dive deep into this right here, right now, okay? The first symptom that I want to talk about is feeling like you're totally spaced out, okay? Like you're an astronaut, okay? And you're jumping around the planet Mars and nothing feels real to you and you just feel absolutely disconnected from everything around you and completely connected with all the catastrophe that you're thinking in relation to this symptom. So being totally spaced out is kind of like a way that your system can stay functional without the overwhelm that the outside world may lead to again. So from a survival perspective, if you're experiencing this spaced out feeling, right, you must understand why this is in place. Because you've gone through very specific hardships in your life. And with these hardships came a feeling of freezing in that very moment. Freezing, being overwhelmed by the situation, being overwhelmed by a specific person, repeatedly maybe. And now your system is saying, okay, if we space him or her out, they'll still be able to function throughout the day. And if these old experiences show up again, then they won't be as overwhelming to the system. Therefore, it's very important that we keep this person functional. So, if you're experiencing the totally spaced out feeling, comment below. I've been there. Many of our peaceful warriors have been there. And here's what I want you to do about it. I want you to start making peace with it. Okay? Start making peace with the feeling of being totally spaced out. And this comes with an intention. I now make peace with this feeling. You start with that. Because what happens with this particular symptom is we tend to find that we're always in a tug of war with it. Why is this here? What can I do to make it go away? And the more you fight with it, the stronger it gets. So starting today, if you're feeling spaced out, I make peace with this spaced out feeling. It's okay for you to be there throughout the day. Thank you for the protection that you are integrating into my system so I can go about my day in a loving manner. Ooh, isn't that a much better approach to this particular symptom? I think so. The second symptom is related to difficulty concentrating. Difficulty concentrating. Are you going through this where maybe you want to study something? Maybe you want to read a book. Maybe you want to be engaged with someone in a conversation sense. Maybe you want to focus on the food that you're eating. You want to concentrate on doing those things. However, you find that you're always being pulled here and pulled there. And it's not just your mind where you're fixated on different ideas. You're fixated on the TV that's over there. You're fixated on what this person's saying over there. You're fixated on how the color on the wall just doesn't fit with what you like. You tend to feel like your concentration isn't focused on one particular thing for very long. Okay? Now, why does this happen? This happens because the system wants to avoid disappointment if you commit fully to one thing again. Because in the past, you've committed to certain things, certain endeavors, right? And these endeavors could be things coming from a personal standpoint in terms of self-care. They could be related to athletics, a career, a job endeavor, starting a new business, maybe even a relationship, right? And you've given your attention, you've prioritized this one thing, you've provided so much love and care to this one thing, and it blew up in your face. And maybe this happened once, or maybe it happened multiple times. So now the system is saying, to avoid these kinds of disappointments, let's make sure that the focus is on all things, or as many things as possible in this very moment, and not on one thing. Now, what do we do about this particular symptom? We meditate on the breath only. So with eyes closed throughout the day, when you take time for yourself, all you have to focus on, without trying to control the rhythm of your breath, you're focused on your inhale and your exhale through your nose. And what happens here is that you are gradually showing the system that it's okay to refocus on one particular thing again. And this is what we need. We need to guide in a loving and nurturing manner the inner child, the lower self, back to new beliefs about things, new beliefs about ourselves and what we're capable of, and new beliefs around how safe the world really is. Symptom number 3 is fatigue coupled with being wired. Oh my God, if I can step back and just focus on how my days used to unfold with this particular symptom, I've felt so exhausted and tired, but at the same time, I felt like I always needed to be wired. The result, this is the result of mental, emotional, or physical overexertion while simultaneously being ready to brace for the next threat, right? So it's very important that we understand how we got here, okay, and understand that there's nothing wrong with you. However, if you continue to believe the ideas that surround this symptom, then you're going to think that there is something physically or inherently wrong with you. That's how we continue to put logs on the fire that continue to keep our anxiety identity alive by believing in these repeated ideas, these patterns. Now, what do we do about this particular symptom? This is going to be a challenging one. However, you're here to be challenged, to level up, right? I want you to give up on all entertainment and focus on your grounding work. Entertainment, meaning the tools that the matrix uses to pull you back in to darkness, to pull you back in to lessened mental and emotional health. I'm talking about giving up on specific music, the choruses that continue to fill you with lack, worry, and fear. I'm talking about specific TV shows that pull you into other people's reality and again bring you into a place of feeling incapable. I'm talking about TV, news, politics. I'm talking about specific scary movies, music, specifically pop and popular music today. Give up on the entertainment. I'm talking about video games. I'm talking about certain social media platforms, all in the name of entertainment to keep you fixated and keep you enslaved to fear, drama, and the addiction to suffering. Give up on all entertainment and focus on your grounding work to get you centered back to who you truly are, your true self, your authentic self. Grounding work where you take your shoes and socks off and you begin to walk in naturistic environments on the grass, where you are connected to the earth, where you feel loved and protected in that very moment, focusing on what it feels like to ground into the earth. Grabbing your favorite chair and going to the beach, putting your feet into the sand, into the water, and looking at the horizon, because the farther you look, the calmer your nervous system feels. These are the types of grounding practices that will help you, my friend, okay? And you're going to feel like the energy, the zest, the joy is coming back into your life. There's no longer this feeling of fatigue, right? This feeling of burnout, or burnout coupled with being wired, because now you're eliminating the entertainment that continues to fuel the feeling of being wired, and you're grounding yourself, which starts to eliminate the chronic fatigue. You see how we're working at two levels here, okay? The fourth symptom I want to talk about is the feeling like you need self-care, but at the same time filling your day with stuff to do. Does this sound like you? In the background, you know that you need to provide love, guidance, and nourishment to your own inner child, to your own lower self. You know that. You know you need to take time for yourself. You know you need to do grounding practices. You know you need to focus on your breath work more. You know you need to get back in touch with source energy to provide you with the wisdom that you need to take the next step on the ladder. You know these things, but you continue to fill your day with stuff. It's kind of like filling your home with stuff, where you're going, oh, there's a little bit of space there in the corner. What can I put into that corner? Leave the corner alone. It's beautiful the way it is. You don't have to continue to fill your room, your home with junk, with stuff. You don't have to fill your day with junk and stuff to do. This is connected to a deep desire to put yourself first for once, while simultaneously feeling like the only way to get ahead is to continue doing. Now, this is important because this is coming from the part of you that wants to keep you occupied, right? And so we must start listening to that subtle, intuitive voice and not the loud mental chatter, okay? I know you have a desire to put yourself first, but at the same time you feel like if you stop doing things, then you're not going to get ahead in life. This is a program. This is a subconscious program that has been embedded into you over time. But you must understand that your clarity, your healing resides in the ability to stop doing the things that no longer help you and start doing the things that will help you in relation to prioritizing yourself first. Self first is not selfishness. This is what you must understand. And here's what I want you to do in relation to this symptom. Every time you wake up, when you wake up in the morning, wake up and send loving messages to your lower self. I love you for looking to protect me. I love you and your spontaneousness. I love your creativity. I love how you're looking to protect me at every turn. I love your insights from the past. I love that you're playful. I love you. When you wake up in the morning, when you start with this habit, you're going to start recognizing what is for you and what is working against you in relation to the doing throughout the day. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And as you can see, my friends, I'm taking my time with these symptoms because it's important to take time with these symptoms. The fifth one is that you are unsure of the right direction to take. You are unsure of the right direction to take. This is a fear of commitment and making the wrong decision. You feel like if you make the wrong decision, then things are going to get 100 times worse for you. Therefore, you're always so mentally fixated on trying to analyze things, configure things, make all the dots connect before you decide on taking a direction. Here's what I want you to do for this. Practice being direct. You walk into a cafe and there are 10 items there. You notice that on item number 3, there's the word or the T related to chamomile. You like chamomile. It speaks to your soul. It's something that will nurture your body. And you say, I'm ready to order. You are direct in what you order. You are direct in the direction you take for your anxiety recovery. And you're not led here, there, and everywhere. You're focusing on a few very specific new habits, new directions. You are focused on it, and you are committed to it. So be direct. Practice being direct, my friends. And starting today, if you feel like you're not very strong at this, that's okay. Over time, you will get stronger. Number 6 is feeling like you're a burden to others. Does this sound like you? Comment below, because for me it was. I felt so small. I felt so tiny because I was always complaining, playing the victim, and I had to admit these things to myself. I was experiencing anxiety at such a degree that it kept me away from things I wanted to do throughout the day and who I wanted to be, right? Feeling like a burden keeps us within our comfort zones. This is something that you must understand because comfort zones are very comfortable. It's very comfortable to complain all the time. It's comfortable to play the victim card. It's comfortable to keep these anxiety symptoms front and center in your mind. It's comfortable to go about your day feeling like you're not capable. These are comfort zones. Now, here's what I want you to do for this. I want you to apply a 0% complaining policy for the rest of your life. You heard me. A 0% complaining policy for the rest of your life. The moment you want to externally verbalize something that's not going right in your life, you stop yourself in that very moment because you have a 0% complaining policy. The moment you want to add emotional charge to a particular idea in relation to victimhood, you say, No, I have a 0% complaining policy now. Now, the first initial reaction to this is, how can I maintain this for the rest of my life? Well, if you haven't noticed, anxiety has become a pattern in your life. And just as anxiety has become a pattern in your life, inner peace and self-love can also be a pattern in your life when you remove the complaining completely from your life. And final symptom that I want to talk about today is having challenging outer experiences match the challenging inner emotional state constantly. You notice how your outer world is directly aligned with how you're feeling and your emotional state on the inside, the ideas that you give attention to and emotion to, right? This is no accident. Your inner world is projected onto the outer world. So when you start to find that people are starting to pay attention to you, they're starting to look at you more often, strangers are starting to speak to you, you're feeling like you're becoming invited to certain gatherings more often, you find yourself in pleasant experiences and environments more often, you find that things in the outside world are getting a lot smoother in your life, then that's a telltale sign that your inner world is also starting to shift. It's shifting from a place of fear to a place of love and gratitude. And this is a beautiful thing where you start to embrace this change. You start to embrace this transition because now you are transcending. You are not like anybody else. You are not like the herd out there that is stuck in complaining mode, that is stuck going on social media, commenting on anything that they could comment to put another person down. This is no longer you, but you are feeling like you can comment on people's things in a more loving and appreciative way, understanding their perspective on things and helping guide them to better places in their lives. So this is a very important thing, my friends. And what I want you to do for this particular symptom is to send love to the parts of you that are in conflict, that you are in conflict with regularly. Send love to the parts of you that are in conflict all the time, right? So I send love to my stomach that feels so tense about what the future holds. I'm now sending love to my chest that feels like it's still holding on to anger based on what that person did to me from the past. I'm sending love to my head area right now for looking to configure things from a mental perspective all the time. Thank you. However, we're moving forward to a new place now. You see what's going on? So the power of this video is based on your commitment. Are you truly committed to overcoming anxiety and moving towards a place of self-love and being content with where you are in your life right now? If you are, you have watched this video till the end, and I commend you for doing that. Comment below if you in fact watched this video until the end and what your more than anxiety moment was from this video. I would truly appreciate it, and you would be inspiring other people as well. Give this video a like and please share it with other people in need, because this is how deep we have to go when it comes to your symptoms, these messages. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And if you want to learn more about any of my anxiety recovery programs, start the journey right here. See you soon, and well done. Bye-bye.